What a beautiful night. It's always a wonderful time when we can get together and celebrate free speech. And I want to thank you all for coming. Before we bring Rob Schilling on to speak, and we're still waiting for Joe Thomas to arrive. He just finished the afternoon constitutional, be coming here for fundraising. But I have a statement I'd like to make while at least one member of the media is still here, because this is very important. The Jefferson Area Tea Party's application for off-curfew hours in McGuffey Park was a test of Charlottesville city government, and it failed miserably. The issue, unlike it was framed today in the Daily Progress, is not a tit for tat to figure out who can get their application approved quicker. That was not the issue. The issue is whether or not a single-party rule government is able to pick and choose winners by suspending rules and in some cases laws for no other reason except to favor someone with whom they share political kinship.
Absolutely.
What other reason could there have been for them to suspend the park rules and, quite frankly, put the people in that park in danger? As I've said to friends of mine this week, God forbid, what happens if somebody happens to be in that park at 4:30 in the morning when everybody's sleeping and somebody gets robbed, or someone makes his way into a young girl's tent and something happens? Who will be responsible? Will Dave Norris stand up and take responsibility?
No.
Will Kristen Zako stand up and take responsibility?
No.
Will Satyendra Huja stand up and take responsibility?
No.
Will Holly Edwards stand up and take responsibility?
No.
And we all know the answer. David Brown won't be around with Holly Edwards to take the responsibility.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in my personal opinion, I think it's a travesty that in order to grease their political wheels, they put some of the citizens and visitors to the city of Charlottesville in danger. And I'd like your applause if you agree. We all know that at least 2 weeks ago, if the Jefferson Area Tea Party had petitioned City Council to suspend the rules and or break the laws on our behalf, they would have never done it. The only reason that you and I and the media and everyone stands in this park tonight for the quickness of the application turnaround and the suspension of curfew hours is strictly for their political cover.
Right.
It puts them in a position to say, well, we were nice to the Jefferson Area Tea Party.
Better be.
We're not partisan. May I remind the public and City Council that the members of Occupy Charlottesville were in that park for several days before they either applied for their application or we even had the idea of having a rally. Believe me, if we had walked into City Hall, we would have been scolded and then laughed out of council chambers and then trashed in the media for having asked for the same consideration as the Occupy Charlottesville group.
Right.
I'm not holding them accountable for this in the sense of I think that the total responsibility really lies with those who are paid to lead and govern and protect the safety of our citizens. We may agree or disagree with parts of what the Occupy Charlottesville group are doing, but at the end of the day, they're entitled to their free speech.
Amen. Amen. That's right.
Amen.
I would have hoped and liked that they'd done a little more to follow within the rules, but that's for them to deal with. Again, as I say, the only reason City Council approved the overnight hours for our rally was to give themselves political cover, and to them we say, shame on you.
Yes.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Thank you.
Shame on you.
The Jefferson Area Tea Party and all good conservatives and all good Americans believe in the rule of law and expect it to be upheld by our elected officials and law enforcement. Again, join me. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
So to set the record straight, again, we applied for off-curfew hours as a test to that government to see what they would do. The Jefferson Area Tea Party and its members will not be complicit in a political tit-for-tat for Charlottesville City Council's bad decision on behalf of Occupy Charlottesville.
All right.
The Jefferson Area Tea Party and its members will not stoop to their level of low disregard for the law.
All right. That's right. We won't.
We will not do tonight what even the homeless in our community cannot do by camping here overnight.
Good point.
Therefore, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Jefferson Area Tea Party, and I hope, boldly speaking on behalf of our members and supporters, the Jefferson Area Tea Party will not break curfew tonight, but instead we will do what we have always done. That is to lead by example and live by our principles. Thank you.
Thank God.